The best camera is the one you have with you, and sometimes that's simply your mobile phone. And that's why mobile journalism is happening everywhere people carry a smartphone. And with MoJoPro app from Haivision, going live from your phone has never been easier and more professional. And why is that? Because now you can shade your phone camera from a professional control panel like the RCP Pro from SKAARHOJ. In this video, I'll show you exactly how that works. And thanks to the flexibility of the RCP Pro, you can use that with any other camera the next day, or you can even mix multiple cameras on the same production. And I'll actually start with showing you how the RCP Pro can control multiple MoJoPro apps. First, let's take a look at StreamHub, Haivision's cloud solution for combining or connecting your iPad or your Android phone with your broadcast control room. All right, so now we have two live feeds, one from this studio and another one from somewhere else in this building. It could be another place on the globe, really. And I have control of both these cameras you see here in the StreamHub. So from my RCP Pro, I'm now connected to one of the cameras, but if I use the camera selector here on the top, you see that I'm changing over to MoJoPro 2, and I can even select both of them. So if I press and hold down the camera I did not select, I'm now connected to both of them at the same time. And the point of doing that is because I want to start by showing that we can press and hold this key to start recording on both cameras. So that's that, and now let's go back to the first camera here in the studio. So you see it is currently in auto for many of the settings that are shown in the display up here, and the first thing I want to do is to change ISO mode into manual, because that's where the shading happens. It doesn't really have an iris we can control, but we can control the ISO, and that's what we have mapped onto the joystick. So you'll see that as I'm now moving the joystick, we are also seeing a change of the iris of the camera, but it's a simulated iris. And we have done that on other cameras too that also don't have an iris, so that we can really work with the camera using the joystick here on the panel. Now it's in manual mode, and the value you see at multiple places in this place here, but that's really the ISO value we are changing. It's also possible to modify the shutter speed. It was actually already in manual here, and see if I can get it over into manual again. Sometimes the control signals takes a little while to update on the RCP because it has to move over the network to the camera, confirm through the server and back here. But now let's change the shutter speed on the camera, and you see I am also able to do that. All right, that's great. What about white balance mode? We can change that to different other modes than auto. And I think we can also get into a manual mode where we can control the color temperature on the camera, in the camera. And let's get to a warmer tint on the feed. There we go. Still pretty ugly here, so I'm definitely shading it without normal parameters that I would prefer. Now zoom is also possible, and that's not strictly speaking a shading parameter. It's a camera parameter that the cameraman should really deal with, but I am able to also zoom on the camera. So you will see that I can select a zoom into various degrees here. I can also pick somewhere in between. So what I'm doing when I'm clicking the encoders is to get in and out of fine and coarse mode. And fine mode is when you do fine adjustments to the parameter you're adjusting, while coarse mode is where you take larger steps. Finally, we have focus, and I can also control the focus, but I need to enable it in the system menu. So you see focus was in manual, and now it was in auto, and now we set it in manual. And if I turn the focus dial, I should be able to get this completely out of focus, which apparently happened right here. Let's just go back to audio once again. And now we're in this menu. Let's look at also audio control. It's currently in manual, and I'm able to control the audio levels with the knob here. And of course, I can also go back to auto mode on the audio control. And then finally, I have a camera front and back camera that I can also select on this knob. And mainly the display settings you see on the upper row is only information, stuff that we really can't change on the RCP, but we are showing it for informational purposes on it. Okay, so that's basically the demonstration that I had for you today to show you how we are able to shade these mobile distributed cameras anywhere in the world a journalist has pulled his camera up, connected it to the Haivision StreamHub server, and we're able to control it. And of course, I can do that same thing for my second camera. Let's just try that out for fun here. So we are already in manual ISO mode. It means that I am able to shade the ISO on this camera sitting somewhere else in our facility. And apparently in Denmark, by the way, there's a Danish flag right there. I can do all the same things. I can change my white balance mode to something else that may or may not fit the purpose of the day. I can adjust my shutter speed if I need to, etc. All that control from a hardware panel like the RCP Pro, a panel that is able to do this, mix it with other cameras, PDC, studio cameras, whatever you have, you can trust your RCP Pro to support it. If you have any questions about what I've shown, feel free to reach out to our sales and support team. You can also follow us on social media like Facebook, Instagram, and X, or you can subscribe to our newsletter, of course, and you'll find the links to all that in the video description below. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe so you won't miss out on any updates on our technology.